Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So my client came in, and as you can see, she has a severe case of alopecia in the nape of her neck and basically all the way around her hairline. So she decided that she just wanted to be able to wear her hair, and she wanted a new look. So we did what we call a transformation, if you want to call it that. So I started off by first giving her a preliminary haircut, and the preliminary cut was to allow us to relax everything a little bit easier and straighter. What happens is if you try to relax the hair when it's in the longer form, sometimes it wants to revert, or it doesn't lay as well as it should. So that is the reason why I'm doing a preliminary cut before I actually relax her. Now, at the nape of her neck, I did not cut that area, nor did I cut the areas that I was going to use to mask the other areas on like the sides of her head and over her ear. So I left those areas out on purpose because you have to actually lay those areas to see what you need to use going forward. So I only did a preliminary cut on the parts of her head that I knew were going to be short no matter what. And then I knew I was going to actually blend those areas. Now, for her relaxer, we did do a very mild strength relaxer. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, she has alopecia, you shouldn't relax it. It's not that you can't relax it. It's on a case-by-case basis. And clearly, she has a good amount of hair in all other parts of her head. I didn't see any type of evidence of the alopecia getting worse, or that she had spotting or anything of that sort. So a relaxer is just fine for her. And there was no way, honestly, for us to really do a complete haul or mask of those areas without actually relaxing her. So I did leave her top with a little more texture. So I basically texturized the top. And then the sides and the back is where we did the full blown relaxer. And now is when we are able to, begin the transformation in regards to the cut and in regards to the style, that kind of thing. So before I was able to do that, I did go through and smooth out the hair, because you want the hair to really lay as flat as possible, so you know exactly how each strand is going to position in the hairstyle or the haircut. So this is not a required step, but I like to do this because I want to be able to see as I'm going along and working smarter and not harder. So that is the reason why you see me straightening out her hair in the nape of her neck, that kind of thing, because it really makes it for a smoother transition in the haircut. So I did her haircut. I didn't actually show the transition cut on the video because it was a very lengthy kind of cut, and I also didn't want I don't want too much of her face in at that time because, her confidence level, that kind of thing. So that is the reason why I waited and just did the cut off camera. But now you're actually able to see what we did. And I did use a good amount of her length, only because when you have clients where they are missing hair, or where it's a very large area that is thinning or thinned or balding, you have to preserve the length just to be able to mask it. But you also have to be able to texturize that hair to make it mimic a shortcut. So that is what we did. Now on the crown of her head, this is where, I did leave some length. So she had bangs, that kind of thing. And I just took off a lot of the split ends and just gave her a nice shape. When it's coming down to cuts like these or styles like these, guys, these are high maintenance styles. Why? Because you still have to preserve that look. And remember, she doesn't have any hair in the nape of her neck. She doesn't have any hair on her sides. So the smallest or slightest change can change the dynamic of this hairstyle or haircut that we are using as a masking kind of style. And that's what we have to do when it comes on to situations like this, where I'm not going to say, oh, there's no hope for her. We can't do anything. There's always hope, but you have to still be realistic and know that those are areas that are high maintenance, or these styles are high maintenance, because there's still no hair in those areas, guys. So you want to just make sure that you have that conversation with your client, and that, they know their expectations. They know what can happen, what to do, what not to do, what to use, what not to use. Where in her case, I made sure to let her know not to use too many oils, not even to use too many spritz and those kinds of things, because it will cause separation. And when I mean separation, meaning it makes the hair heavy, and then that hair will want to separate, and you'll be able to see the areas that we are trying to hide or mask. So keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about doing styles like these, that this is something where you need to be in the salon every week to 2 weeks, getting your hair washed, treated, trimmed, maintained. And then if that area is an area that's scarred and we know that it's not going to grow back, you can use things such as hair fibers, that kind of thing, to also cover those areas up. So her style actually was, I love the style on her. That's why she's all smiles now. Because when she came in, she really just thought that there was no hope. And she saw one of my videos and was like, hey, I kind of feel like you'd be able to help me. You'd be able to get me through the transition. And I'm really happy that we did do the transition, because I feel like for her, this was a major confidence booster. Just making her know that everything can be okay, even when it looks dark. So that was the best part of it. So you guys get to see the finished style. You really couldn't tell that she had anything wrong with her hair. She just looked like she had a lot of volume. She had a lot of body. She just looked like she just got a regular haircut. So you guys tell me what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And then also tell me, if you're one who's experiencing something like this, what was your transformation, or have you had the transformation, or maybe you've been thinking about it and you just didn't know if you had a way to even transform it. So I really put this video out because I just wanted to let people know that sometimes you do have situations where, alopecia is a big burden, but you do always have an alternative. So don't ever feel like there's no hope. And when people come to me, I truly enjoy doing these transformation cuts and these masking cuts, because it really builds confidence. And not saying that she didn't have confidence before this, but this really opened the door for her to say, yeah, I'm fly. I'm fly. All right, guys. So don't forget, like I said, thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments on how you think the transformation went. I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.